Today, I'm sharing how we went about organizing this side-by-side fridge. This particular fridge has been very maintainable. Nothing ever sits in here too long. It's cleaned out frequently and refilled every week. It was recently restocked, so it is on the fuller site at the moment. There are a few systems in place that have been working really well for years in not only this fridge, but in prior fridges as well, and will be continued to be maintained going forward. Our philosophy is to only purchase what we are going to eat in a week. The price of groceries have absolutely skyrocketed, and we cannot afford to be purchasing items that are not going to be consumed. Prior to going out and purchasing several new organizing containers, I suggest using your fridge for a few months to figure out where you gravitate towards storing items, as well as what your most frequently purchased items are. Personally, we know that we eat a lot of cheese, tomatoes, eggs, and fruit, and those are going to be staple items in our fridge. To begin, everything was emptied out of the fridge and it was wiped down. Some people find it easiest to work one shelf at a time. I have found for myself, I like to have a completely blank canvas to work with. It's easier to envision the layout and product placement. There wasn't too much grit and grime this go round. This fridge is cleaned out pretty frequently. Next, we need to plan out our sections. Some new product was purchased to add to the existing organizational tools already in place. All the new containers were purchased from Target and will be linked below. When purchasing these items, I had a very clear plan as to where everything was going to go. I always draft up a little drawing to ensure everything will fit and everything has a place. Prior to filling all the containers with food, dry fit them all in the fridge to ensure that everything looks okay. Side note, never ever put these type of containers in the dishwasher. They will absolutely melt on you. Starting with the top shelf, this soda organizer was the perfect solution for all of these cold brews. It does come with a lid which can help maximize fridge space. Unfortunately, the dimensions of the container are incorrect. It is advertised as being 5.75 inches wide. However, it is actually about 5.25 inches, which meant that the cold brews would not fit laying on their side. However, they did fit standing up okay. The rest of the top shelf is kept empty. This ensures that there is always available space in the fridge for any leftovers and prepared meal items. It also helps prevent any items from being pushed to the back of the fridge and lost. They are front and center every time those doors are opened. The second shelf is reserved for prepared fruits and veggies. For me, I want that healthy stuff staring me straight in the eyes when I go looking for a snack. I always set these beautiful goals to prepare fruit in advance. We are much more likely to eat them if they are washed and cut. Strawberries, grapes, peppers, and carrots are some of the favorites. Also, the sight of seeing all of that beautiful and colorful fruits and veggies in those clear acrylic containers is very satisfying. You will notice that there is a paper towel underneath the fruit and veggies. I have seen that this is a way to extend their life. It's supposed to collect moisture. This is the first time I have ever done that, so I cannot speak to that theory. One other comment regarding these containers: the produce bin has a little strainer on the bottom and no handles, while the berry bin has a strainer along with a divider and handles. I prefer the produce bin over the two. The berry bin is just too small and everything falls out of those handles. Also kept on that second shelf are the eggs. I do like to transfer them from their carton to an acrylic egg storage container. Yes, it's an egg stress step. However, they look beautiful when stored like this. It matches all of the other containers well, and it makes it easy to see what your egg inventory is. These egg storage containers are older and were found at Marshall's. A designated spot for all snack-related items was an important addition. These are for your yogurts, cottage cheese, hummus packets, string cheese, balance breaks, etc. This divided container is the perfect tool to corral everything. It almost acts as a drawer in the fridge. Next to those snacky items is the spinach, which is just used for salads. The most popular organizing system that we have implemented in the fridge is the MultiPurpose bin from the Container Store. I do not like how cluttered jars look in a fridge. This is your leftover marinara sauce, salsa, pickles, jam, you name it. We all have that little collection, and it usually ends up pushed to the back of the fridge or shoved into one of the condiment shelves. The best solution that we came up with was to throw them all into one of these bins. Everything is contained in one spot. It's easy to see whether or not you already have an open can of marinara, and this container is translucent, so it helps hide the visual clutter from all of the labels. That same multi-purpose bin is also used to corral all of the bread items. Right now, there's only half a loaf of bread. However, this could include bagels, English muffins, and anything else of that genre. This fridge has 3 built-in drawers, the first of which is going to hold produce that isn't already cut up and prepared. This clear, stackable, divided container is the perfect size for this drawer. Not only does it fit perfectly, it's also easy to clean out and clean, and it's divided. There are some apples in the back, and the front compartment stores a lot of tomatoes. The second drawer has the exact same divided container and is used for meat and cheese. This setup makes sandwich making a breeze. Beverages are kept in this bottom drawer of the fridge, which 99% of the time consists of bottled water and hint water. As you know, I prefer to remove the labels off of the water bottles. It's an extra step. However, if you're going for the aesthetically pleasing look when you open the fridge, this is a great way to help achieve that. Please note though that this is completely unnecessary. The labels were left on those hint waters since they are all different flavors. All bottled water overstock is kept in the laundry room closet. A link to how that space is organized is in the description box below. Now that everything is beautifully organized, it is time to add the icing on top of any organizing project, the labels. I always prefer a beautiful vinyl label. For this project, I am going to cut white vinyl labels. That always seems to look very nice on acrylic. When adding the labels to the containers, I prefer to put a little piece of washi tape or painter's tape on the container to help line up where the label is going to be placed and to also ensure that they are consistently even amongst all containers. Now that the body of the fridge has been taken care of, let's move on to the door. At the moment, the only item that is kept on this top and closed shelf is the butter. And now that I think of it, in all previous refrigerators, that is all we have ever used that shelf for. So, out of curiosity, what else might you use this shelf for? The next shelf is home to the condiments. Another issue that I take with fridges are how cluttered and ugly the condiment section always looks. The bottles are all different sizes and types with varying labels, which create a lot of visual clutter. If you ever worked at Subway or eaten at a Subway, these FIFO bottles will likely look familiar. One end has the squeeze bottle part while the other end has the cap. They are easy to clean and do a great job with maintaining the first in, first out system. Getting the vinyl labels to initially adhere to these bottles proved to be quite a challenge due to the type of material that these bottles are made of. Once the labels did release from the transfer tape, they had no issues staying put on the bottles. Everything was decanted into their new bottle and is going to be stored with the nozzle down. Hopefully that'll be okay. If they do leak at all, I will just flip them upside down. These were filled with all the popular sauces and dressings, which include ketchup, hot sauce, Chick-fil-A sauce, ranch, mayo, barbecue sauce, more ranch, sour cream, mustard, and Southwest ranch. Transitioning over to these bottles made all of the difference, and there is a lot of space still left over on the shelf. The next shelf is for the milk. I love the look of milk stored in beautiful matching reservoirs. However, personally, we go through a lot of milk, and I don't think that would be a system that we would be able to maintain well, which is why we're just going to stay with the packaging that they came in. The last shelf is for those leftover random items. This gets changed up all the time. At the moment, there is some wine, whipped cream, chocolate milk, and chicken stock. It is the miscellaneous section of the fridge. I love how this fridge turned out. The containers show off all of the food beautifully and makes everything very easy to access. I would love to know what your favorite organizing products for tackling a fridge are.